Caasemiro is not the problem at Manchester United, and Erik Ten Hag needs to learn lesson from Pep Guardiola. Danny Murphy has come to the defense of Caasemiro by insisting the midfielder's teammates need to help him out defensively. The 31-year-old has come under fire from his displays in Manchester United's opening 2 games against Wolves and Tottenham, where he has been exposed. Ex-Liverpool midfielder Murphy believes that is due to the Brazilian, who was one of the best midfielders in England last campaign, failing to get the help required from the United squad. Jamie Carragher recently claimed Caasemiro is United's weak link before insisting he isn't good value for money. And on the White and Jordan show on Wednesday, a clip of Graham Souness's view of the player was broadcast, where he labeled him as a steady Eddie. It led Murphy to defend the ex-Real Madrid star in the TalkSport studio, where he said, "I don't think he is a steady Eddie. I think he is a hell of a lot better than that." He continued, "It's all about the dynamic of a team and the way someone fits in and the way people perceive you to be. He's a holding midfielder. If he was playing in a midfield that had a better defensive, tactical setup, he wouldn't look as isolated as he has done in the first 2 games. He's a wonderful player. You don't win the Champions Leagues he's won playing in Madrid for the years he had. If you're a steady Eddie, you don't stay in that team. He's better than a steady Eddie, and he's very good on the ball. He can see a pass and he can score a goal." But the reason Souness calls him a steady Eddie is because Souness was one of the greatest midfielders of his time, who had every attribute a midfielder could want. Murphy added, "He's been one of the best holding midfield players of the last decade. I think he will get back to last season's form. I wouldn't worry about that. But I think he needs some legs around him to help him. And I think we will see, especially as there's been an injury now to Mount for the couple of games, I think you'll see McTominay probably come in and play alongside him to give him some legs and give him some help. But I don't worry about him for the next year or 2. He's a super player." Murphy then told United boss Erik Ten Hag that he needs to copy Pep Guardiola's approach and have his attacking-minded players helping out defensively if he wishes for his team to stop being overrun. He remarked, "Man City have wonderfully gifted footballers who work harder than everybody else. I always go back to David Silva. David Silva's levels and his numbers when Pep first came in went through the roof in distance covered, high intensity, winning the ball back. This is David Silva, one of the best players we've ever seen in our league." Bernardo Silva, technically gifted, genius, creative footballer, central midfield in a team that won the league playing alongside Rodri for the majority of last season. And people like Gundogan, De Bruyne, working off the ball. Grealish is a great example of someone who has gone up levels. You don't have to be a defensive-minded player to be a good defensive player. Grealish never has right-backs now running off the back of him, because Pep won't have it. In other news, 22-year-old Red Devil agrees to leave. Manchester United are about to offload a first-team player to help clear their wage bill, and Erik Ten Hag has given him permission to depart Old Trafford, according to reports. What's the latest transfer news involving Manchester United? According to Football Insider, Manchester United are keen to bring in a midfielder and a defender before the close of play in the market, but they need to shift players out of the door in order to sanction prospective incomings. Previously, the Red Devils hoped that selling Scott McTominay and Harry Maguire would provide the requisite funds to complete their business in the window. Nevertheless, both moves broke down and have left Ten Hag in a tricky position and unable to facilitate arrivals. Fiorentina midfielder Sofian Amrabat has been earmarked as a key target by Manchester United and has been given a deadline of this Friday to determine his next steps amid interest from the Red Devils, Liverpool and Atletico Madrid, according to Corriere dello Sport via Football Italia. Bayern Munich midfielder Ryan Gravenberch is also garnering attention from Manchester United and Liverpool, with the Netherlands international reportedly having a £22 million price tag on his head this summer, as per the Mirror. Despite this, it remains to be seen whether Manchester United can afford moves for either target in light of their current situation. Dutch coach Ten Hag is looking to finalize a permanent exit for fringe player Donny van de Beek, and any funds raised will be put towards further incomings, ESPN understand. Now, in a report from Football Insider, Manchester United defender Brandon Williams has agreed to move to Sky Bet Championship side Ipswich Town after being left out of the squad for his employer's 2-0 defeat away to Tottenham Hotspur last weekend. The outlet indicate that the £65K a week ace is set to swap Old Trafford for Portman Road on an initial loan agreement, which will likely include an option to buy to take him to Suffolk on a permanent basis, should Manchester United let go of Brandon Williams. Despite showing promise in the infancy of his Manchester United career, it is clear that Williams' time is now up at Old Trafford, and he is well down the pecking order at the club behind the likes of Luke Shaw, and Tyrell Malaysia. Williams has made 51 appearances for the Red Devils since making his senior breakthrough, notching 1 goal and 3 assists in the process, as per Transfermarkt. Last campaign, the 22-year-old spent the majority of time out with various injury concerns and made just 1 appearance for Manchester United senior side in a 5-minute cameo against Burnley in the EFL Cup. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano had detailed that negotiations are advancing over Williams' impending loan switch to Ipswich Town, and has claimed that a buyout clause will be present in any agreement, which more or less confirms that his time at Manchester United is on the verge of coming to a permanent end. Finding an environment where he can play regular football looking ahead will be important for Williams, and the chance to work with former Manchester United first-team coach Kieran McKenna may be the ideal scenario to get his career back on track. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash the like button and make sure to subscribe to Man United Hub to get all the latest updates.